Commission meeting for Grosse Ile, Thursday, April 24th, 2014. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so welcome everybody to a beautiful Thursday night. Everyone had a chance to look at tonight's agenda. Any additions, deletions? Otherwise, I need a motion to approve.
I motion to approve.
Helena, I need a second, please.
Second.
We got Tom. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of the minutes for March 27th, 2014. You guys should have received that in your packets. Is there any additions, deletions? Otherwise, I need a motion to approve.
I motion to approve.
Helena, second, please.
I will.
And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Public comment, 3-minute limit on non-agenda items. Once, twice, okay, moving on. Chairperson's report. This is going to be for the recommendation to purchase for the CRC a tractor and loader. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
All right, Ann, what do you got?
As recommended in the 2014-2015 approved Community Recreation Department budget, the Grosse Ile Township Board authorizes the purchase of one John Deere 4320 compact utility tractor at a cost of $27,350.32 and one John Deere 400CX loader attachment at the cost of $4,698.92 from Sells Equipment through the State of Michigan Bidding Program Contract 071B02-00317 Agricultural Grounds and Roadside Equipment.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Helena? All right, just to give everyone out there an idea of what we're doing, as part of the millage that passed, which was approved by the township residents, this is part of our maintenance program. Without a tractor, we cannot perform maintenance on our golf courses. This particular tractor will take the place of 3, for sure, tractors, maybe a possibly 4th, that are going to be going out of commission once they die. We actually already have one that's already dead already, out of that 3 already. But this is going to be consolidating like these units. The maintenance that we had on these older units the cost was too much to bear. I think talked with Mark. I think the last one was going to be like close to $10,000 to repair, and Lord knows how long that would take. But Tim, do you have anything to add about what this tractor is going to be used for the community?
Definitely will be used for the golf course. You're talking about those 3 tractors, but it also can be used at the farm for grading projects, the airport, recreation area. You know, we have roadways down there. The marina, we need a tractor. It'll be used down there for the winter storage. You know, Bob uses it for that. But it could use it at the playscape. Other departments could utilize it if they need that type of equipment.
All right. So this is like our number 1 priority for this whole thing, because this is what we needed to get this golf course going. Any other questions from the commissioners? Any comments? All right. Do we got to do a roll call, or do we just do a...
I think it's just a regular.
Okay. All those in favor of this motion say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. All right. That was easy. All right. Recreation Director's report.
Okay, I got a little bit of bad news today. Yesterday, one of our boaters was getting ready to put his boat in and use some power, and there was power down at Pier 2. What we found out after looking at it today, we had a wire burn in half, and it's going to cost a little bit, about $2,600 to get power back to that again. It's going to take 3, according to the electrician, 300-foot wires with conductors, 200 feet of conduit that'll go under the boardwalk. We probably saved $1,000 by having the electrical upgrade. We spent $70 to upgrade in case we needed it in the future. He said that was a smart move by the commission, because it would have been another $1,000. We can go from the flagpole under the boardwalk to 2.
All right. Now,
It'd take about 16 hours to repair, he estimates.
Any repairs to the dock itself? This ain't one of the piers that is in question for safety?
No, that was one that wasn't scheduled for any
Okay, so
maintenance.
the pier as a whole, it's just the
You know,
electrical?
the big-time maintenance, not the regular maintenance.
Okay, so, we haven't had our spring inspection down there, have we?
No,
Did
we
you?
need to do that.
Okay. So.
Now that we've been talking about the various projects throughout the commission and study sessions, but it'd be good for the.
So while we had the electrician out there, all the rest of the piers are looking good for electricity, everything else too then?
So far, just it's been a rough winter. I mean, it's.
Absolutely. Any questions about the electrical and pier
And then
two?
I'll go through the projects here, give you a quick
Okay.
update. The range of netting will be going up. We purchased that last year, but we'll be putting that up, so that's gonna help in that area for protection and keeping the balls in the right areas.
Is the driving range open?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, opened up last Friday, and it's been busy. The drainage is just about done at the golf course. They're coming back and finishing that up, and also the farm, they'll be finishing up in the next couple weeks. Once again.
Wait a minute, I thought the whole idea for us to do that drainage in the winter was the hard ground so we wouldn't ruin the grounds.
So now they come back and kind of clean it up and tidy it up and check for any.
Okay,
any
so the main of the work is just gonna be to make sure that everything looks good back
Right,
the way it
yeah.
was before they got there.
Restoration and, any problems with the
Okay,
drainage.
okay.
Today, this is something we've had on the docket for a couple of years, that wall partition at the farm that gets open and closed constantly with the different
Right.
groups. That was done today. They had them actually take them off the wall, they put them on the floor, and they peel off the old covers and put on new. So that was one we've been wanting to get done for quite a while.
Same colors and stuff?
Yeah, same colors. And then in the next, not in the next weeks, but coming up, the parking lot needs to be resealed there. And then that one parking lot, the ADA one's gonna be pulled out and repaired after July when that funding comes due through block grant.
Okay.
That's at the farm.
Yes, the farm. And then we'll be, in 2 weeks, May 10th, I think it is, the equestrian club's gonna be doing a big, project, repairing fences, painting fences. And they'll be using some of those boards that we're taking down along the Manchester border.
Okay.
But they're ready to gear up for that. Playscape will be treated this spring. So signage was damaged over the winter, vandalism, so probably have to, I don't think any of the graffiti removal will take it off.
What kind of sign was taught? What is the sign?
It's the rules for the Playscape.
Okay.
Just helpful hints and rules. The marina, I brought up the electrical problem, that was quite a bummer. We're gonna be painting the docks, the piers.
Good.
Over the next week. Power
That'll
wash.
be good for long-term maintenance.
Yep,
too,
that's,
I mean.
it's been since 2010, I think, or 2009. We're gonna be recycling, again with the shrink wrap, so it doesn't go into the landfills. Airport, been meeting out there with GISA. Everything looks pretty good on the fields this spring. There was a bench we needed to repair, and the entryway road by the gyro building's a little rough. We want to get that graded out. But Kevin Naso's heading the group up. Tom did it last year, but Kevin's been real great to work with. New computers are in. Mark,
good.
Annette, and Gail.
What about you?
And I had one about 2 to 3 months ago.
Yours is good already?
Yeah, mine's good, yeah.
Okay.
Pool, we have the Eagle Scout project coming up. They'll be painting that before it opens, and we're gonna get the cracks sealed,
Great.
over the next couple weeks too. So a lot of projects are starting to gear up. It looks a little ragged right now, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Are we going to be putting one of those computers like one of Gail's or Net's into the pool area?
Gail, Annette's, I'm trying to think, one went to the pro shop, because that was a dinosaur.
Okay.
The cash register.
Right.
And the other one that's somewhat old is going to the pool.
Okay.
Because those aren't as heavily used as
Right.
far as, yep. So, yep, we're using those.
Okay.
And then Mark and mine go to the junkyard.
Okay.
Let's see. Festival, right now, we're really in well, that's coming up later. Met Wayne County yesterday, went over our first wave of vouchers, money we paid out for engineering, all that went through, as far as getting our refunds for that.
The CD, you talking about the block grants?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're the engineering costs, and then
Right.
the pool lifts we paid for partial right now. When they're fully in, we'll pay that off. The East River Playscape that's been down, that's going to be done probably end of next week. Those are those ADA updates
Right.
and safety improvements, so there's, like I said, a lot going on. And then channels is pretty much done. There's a few, we're doing reviewing right now. Everybody's kind of going over the actual document, but we had really ton of help from Lauren Smith in the communications department.
Yeah,
Merging-
explain to all the commissioners about, you guys are gonna see new channels. Explain about what everyone's gonna see out there, the
Yeah, it'll be
residents.
more like a newspaper print, and what it's gonna have is gonna have all the township services in it. It'll talk about the clerk, the DPS, the bike path, all the different departments within the township hall. It'll talk about, community special events like, Island Fest, and then our special events within our programming, and then you'll have all the rec programs and services, and, the van and that type of thing.
So instead of being like a recreation exclusive program, it's gonna be all the information packet for the, all of township services.
Yeah, it really
and this
ties
will-
things together nicely.
And this is gonna be something, the whole benefit of what Lauren's thinking is that it's gonna be a cost saver for
Right.
every department. They're gonna put it into one little package and be able to disseminate to the residents that
Yep,
way,
and
right?
people will be able to take a look at it and kind of judge it and critique it, because it's the first go-through, but I think they'll be somewhat impressed, because it ties the township right together, all our services, and it's like in one document, so.
right.
That takes a lot of effort. I mean, as a department head and staff, we could contact other departments and they'll get information to us, but if you have somebody constantly watching over that and talking to the printer and the person producing the document and keeping it coordinated when we're off on other tasks, it's helped. So she's done a tremendous job there, and I think people will be happy.
All right, well, before we continue on with the programs or anything like that, back to projects. A couple big projects I really want to get started on. Number one,
Oh, I missed one. The bank, the walkway down into Water's Edge.
yes.
Yeah, that's a go. If you notice, there's utility markings there as of today. What we're gonna do is Mark's gonna come in and pull that back.
Okay.
And then we have a man that helps us with quite a few projects, Gary Jean. They're gonna put new wood in there, but we can't afford the brick. But they're gonna pull it back and tie it up tight. There, and as you turn the corner by the pool.
And what did you decide to do about our gravel area? Did you decide to grass seed that? What did you decide to do?
What
with
we'd
that?
like to do is scoop up all the gravel and then maybe get some sod if it's not too expensive to get right away. Otherwise, this summer with all the activity, it's not going to hold. So I need to get some, we'd love for it to be grass.
Okay. And then the other project that I think really needs to be addressed is at the farm. The water and doors, you know how we
Yeah.
have it on that east side over there, that issue? And the floor and all that stuff?
Right.
What do we got going with that?
Well, what we need to do is actually get in, Tom's got a gentleman coming down to look at the pole barn, and then also people to look underneath. I don't think they're gonna find a lot of water underneath it. I think a lot of it's use, because it's a wood floor built over the 8 inches above the
Right.
existing concrete floor that was there.
Right, but that's the floor. But you know how when we have the heavy rains, how the water's coming in?
Yeah, that's part of that package Tom wanted to look at.
Okay.
But we just need to
Did
get
that
to
guy
it.
come here yet, Tom? Did you get a hold of that guy yet?
All I'm gonna do is get ahold of Ray and, make arrangements for Tim, for Ray to show up, Tim and myself to be there, and, we'll get that done in the next 2 weeks.
All right, cool, excellent. You guys have any other projects in your specific areas? Anything else that you want to address? Okay. All right, continue, please. What do you got? Summer programs you want to talk about now?
Well,
or-
that was basically
channels?
channels. That's coming up. We got quite a slate of programs. Summer staffing.
the microphone.
Oh, geez, summer staffing. Paula Dobson will be back coordinating the pool. The volunteers, we have about 16 right now. Very enthusiastic group. We had a meeting 2 weeks ago. That went real well. Part-time staff, well, everybody returned to the golf course.
Okay.
Pro shop, we'll have one new part-time weekend worker along with Cheryl, but Cheryl's back and she's tremendous with her experience there. I think most of our ball field kids will be back, the ones that did the fields last year.
Okay.
I think James is back on it. I'm not sure about the other two right now, but there's definitely interest in those positions if they don't come back.
Okay.
So that'll be,
And where we're going for specifically to either shadow you or stuff like for you.
yeah, we'll be advertising that. There was one person that's a top-notch volunteer that's almost at every one of our events, knows our facilities. I was trying to woo him as a possible candidate for you guys to review, and he was more excited last week, but he's dropped back to about 20% right now. But he would be, the person that can help me the most is somebody that can come in from 3:30 to 9:30 and 5-6 days a week. That's hard to recruit somebody with that, because it's evenings and some weekend, and
Right.
So you gotta find the right person that's gonna do that job.
Right, and with our hour stipulations, maybe we need to break that up to like, 3-4 days or something, and then, to alternate stuff, you know what I mean?
Right, I'm
with
open
between two people.
Right.
Gotta think of like a different way to,
Yeah, and have one person back up the other person.
yeah, something, where they can, that same person have to work every weekend, they can alternate or something. But remember, this is for you to relieve you of
Right, no, I
setting
understand.
up programs
Right.
and running around and stuff like
A lot
that.
of evening stuff to program sites, that would help immensely.
Okay.
Yep, and then, Sue is still pretty solid on the weekends too, so that person would have, support there with.
Well, how has this generally affected you, though, Tim? Though, with the reduction in hours that we got to follow now, I mean, is Sue still able to do a lot what you need her to do?
Sue will do what she always has. I mean, a lot of the stuff she does
But
is
she's got a
volun-
lot less hours, though. I mean,
Right, but she still does what she has to do her job.
Well,
And that's the
hats off
same
to
with,
Sue. Hats
same
off
with
to her.
Brian. Those two have been with me well over 10 years, and they just do their job, and they're doing more than what's showing on those sheets, which is good. They know that they don't have to work past the 28, but they're pretty supportive. They volunteer.
Yeah, asking all the residents out there if you want to help out at Water's Edge. We got some part-time gigs that we could really use it.
So I think we're looking pretty good in that area, like we just discussed where we need to upgrade a little bit.
What's the
The
records?
records update. Water's Edge had, I don't know, probably 40, 50 boxes from 70s to early 90s in one of those Coast Guard trailers. Brian Friel came down, reviewed the records. We got rid of those. We had quite a few old rec records at the farm from, I'd say, mid-90s to mid-2000s. That's all gone now. So this morning, we removed 93 boxes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of a relief when you think about that stuff laying around and collecting and building up. But, yeah, it was all reviewed by the clerk's office, and then Iron Mountain came through today. So I wanted to thank the clerk's office for that kind of help. That goes.
I was just going to ask you something about 1999 if you had some.
I've got records from 1990.
Go dig it out.
1986.
Have I been talking too much about that? I gotta get a life.
Oh, you do a fine
You
job,
probably
sir.
remember it.
You probably would. Anything else then, Tim? Is it about covering it? Or
That's about it. Yep. And then if you have questions, I can.
Any questions or comments, you guys, about the records, the staffing?
I have a question.
Sure.
What are you doing about that door divider at the rec building at the farm?
That was repaired.
Okay.
Yep. Just so you can move it, over a period of time, if it keeps getting used and
Right,
beat
so
up.
you already repaired that.
Yes. Yeah. There was a temporary fix about a year and a half ago. This was
And there was
the
something you were gonna do with the outdoor bathroom.
outdoor bathroom. We put some linoleum in instead of the tile, and that just did not hold up. We had a couple water breaks over the winter, and
Right.
so we have to find something that needs to be done.
So
That's
you're talking about it needs a new floor or something?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Okay.
Yep, we're gonna be doing quite a bit of work at the farm this
Okay.
summer, entryway, all that landscaping you were
Okay.
talking about.
All right. Just keeping it.
Yeah, no, last year we were overwhelmed, a
Yeah.
lot of Water's Edge, and the farm got,
And then the winter also,
yeah, oh.
yeah.
Do we have
Okay.
anything going on with Roberta? And what about anything with the expansion over there? Anything?
Haven't heard much since, this winter, early
Okay.
winter.
Is she back?
I don't know.
I
I was-
haven't heard her, I haven't seen her.
I haven't seen her either. I just remember that was like a discussion about that.
Oh, I wanted to add one other thing about facilities.
Yeah.
Today, we had the health department come through, Sharkey's, and they got a rave review. And as they
Yay.
walked out, I heard the, inspector say, "Keep up the good work."
Yay,
Oh, good.
yay Sharky.
They said it's a great place to come, they do a great
You
job.
might want. Do you want to about the refrigerator?
Oh, when did I talk to you about that?
Was it Tuesday?
Yeah, Brian put the old fan back in and it's working right now. Where the company came out and put a new fan and it rattled and wasn't working. So
Wow.
we're gonna hold and see how long we can go with it.
Okay. Well, what?
But it's keeping temperature but yeah, he put the other one back in and he had a little rod that he braced it up with and it's working.
Wow.
So a nice job by
So
him.
took the new fan out, and put the old one in.
Yeah, because the guy put it in one day, came back, and then it was rattling, it wasn't keeping temperature, and then he showed the part of that mechanism had come down, and he said it was rusting out. And that's when I talked to you, and then Brian got back into it, and he knew the health department was gonna be coming, and he needed refrigeration, so he went in there and fixed it, and it was working. But definitely, we'll need a new refrigerator sooner or later.
Okay.
Wow.
But he did a nice job on that. He's done a lot with equipment
Yay.
along those lines.
Any other questions or comments?
Yep, I do.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Tim, how are we looking for the Thursday concert series? We got them all lined up?
Yeah, that's all lined up,
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
And I need to work on the sponsorships for that. I'm running a little behind.
Anything else, John?
Not right now, nope.
Tom?
Yeah, Tim, you referred to the trailers behind the,
Oh, yeah.
the maintenance building as the Coast Guard trailers. Who do those trailers really belong to, and whose responsibility are they?
I'm pretty sure they were left there by the Coast Guard, and then Water's Edge took them over to the township and used them for storage, but they're rotting, water gets into them. It'd be nice to demolish them.
That
That
one-
would be a lot of room back there. If you
That one Coast Guard trailer used to be right on the water's edge.
Yeah, there's,
Used to
but,
be out by the marina.
Yeah, on the marina.
yeah, they
property.
should be demolished. I wish I had a little more block rent, because you can use it for blight, because that big pile in the back, Mark got a cost for that, like 14, one company, 16 for the other. It's all that old foundation and dirt, and
Okay.
we need to get that removed, so I'm gonna work on that. Might take a while.
Project of cleaning that back area up, getting those trailers out of there, and removing that dirt, and
Oh, the Coast Guard trailers are-
all the old concrete would be a good project to work forward towards.
Yeah, that would really clean that up and give us some extra room for maintenance further back, where they could store stuff and not, because it's right up by the basketball
Put
court.
a
right?
gun range back there. All right, any other questions, Tom?
No, I'm just wondering who the trailers actually belong to, if we indeed were to demolish them and haul them off, is anybody gonna be upset about it?
No,
I don't think so.
they probably don't even know it's here anymore. All right, old business. Well, the block grant funding and projects, you just talked about Wayne County showing up here, right?
Right, that's going good. Yep, that's, pool lifts are ordered, they'll go in probably in May. The playground will be fixed up probably by
Right.
the end of next week, and then the kayak launch is proceeding,
Wow.
yeah.
Tom, any updates on the kayak event?
It's still gonna be June 15th. The rowing club is throwing a bunch of volunteers into the project, into the event. And I'll be meeting with Kathy next week to try to pretty much put the rest of the plans together, and it's good to go. Getting a lot of hits on the websites. This is gonna be our
Inaugural?
poster, our advertisement.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a nice Father's Day event. We're gonna have the pool open, there'll be a kayak demonstration. in the-
Correct, we want to, actually, what we want to do is invite, if there's families, perhaps dad's golfing that day, mom and the kids want to come to the Water's Edge, enjoy the entertainment up by the pavilion, have lunch, that sort of thing, make use of the pool. Riverside Kayak's going to have kayaks in the pool, giving some demonstrations. You're more than welcome to come and enjoy the day.
All right,
You know,
great.
I don't see a date on that. I know you mentioned the date.
Yeah, June 15th.
Right, but I don't see it on your flyer. Am I blind or hard?
I don't see it either. Oh, there it is.
Way on the
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was
The way I
hoping we
positioned
could-
it.
All right, cool. Any other questions? All right, the all-season skate rink update. You're talking about the sealant is the last thing that we got going right now, right?
The what?
Sealing the,
But yeah, getting the bids out, see what we can do with the money we have. We have the approximately 50,000.
and this is to smooth out the concrete for inline skating, basically. That's the main purpose of it, and to preserve the concrete itself. Is that,
Oh, the polyurethane?
yeah?
Yeah, that's good for concrete skating rinks.
Okay.
Yes.
Any questions with that? All right, moving on. New business. Island Fest update. What do you got for us on this, Tim? I can take it this is yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick update. Things are going well. The staff's highly involved. Can't say enough about Chad Novak. He is spending a lot, almost like his job. He's,
Yeah, I gotta admit, I ran into him at Water's Edge. He really seems to be very passionate about this and taking the lead on a lot of things.
right, and as far as staging, sound, decorations, meeting with food vendors, calling the carnival for, information. He's doing it.
That's
And
great.
that's taken a mammoth load off of me already, for him to be that kind of volunteer and take that leadership.
That's cool.
But,
I'm glad.
He's worked with people on reorganizing the layout. He takes time with the community groups, like the VFW, the Knights of Columbus.
Wow.
So he's really given a monumental effort, and along with Lauren Smith, who's working on the PR and contacting media outlets. I think she contacted like over 60-some media outlets. So they're together, they're doing.
What's Chad's last name again?
Novak.
No.
Chad Novak. Give him props. He's been doing an
Yes.
outstanding job. All right, any other questions for Island Fest? What's the dates again on Island Fest?
May 30, May 31st, and June 1st.
Okay, fireworks being the first.
Friday changed this year, Friday night, and there'll be DR5 band playing right before that, and then Saturday night, 50 amp fuses back, so we expect several thousand for that.
You better get extra armbands for that day, I'll tell you.
They've already, Chad and Lauren have already purchased them.
All right. Well, moving on to the subcommittee updates. Open Space and Greenways Committee. Leah, you got any updates for us? All right. Golf is excused. Bill's not here.
Good volunteer meeting.
The good volunteer.
Yeah, Bill was there, added it
Okay.
up, and did a great job.
The one thing, okay, Marina, Mike's not here, but how are we doing with our boats that are in limbo? Any movement on that?
All detail and information related to it, the amounts owed are given to the attorney, waiting for feedback.
Okay. So we didn't, do we have legal possession of them now, whatever then? Or
No.
we don't have nothing, okay. All right, Centennial Farm, Helena, got any updates?
Yeah, can I bore you a bit? I just know that there's some brand-new people that have moved to the Grosse Ile. So they need to know that it's called the Centennial Farm. It's at the end of 3rd Street, and it's more than just a farm. We got the Playscape. We got the Herb Society with the herb gardens.
park.
The Centennial Farm is actually an equestrian venue that's leased by a professional trainer, and he gives riding instructions, so you can go from the beginning to learn how to handle a horse all the way up to the national level, generally Arabians, but that's what he does. We have the Jewel is the animal shelter that's there, that also has the animal control officer, and our animal shelter is really a Taj Mahal it represents better than all the animal shelters around.
Beautiful spot.
We got a pond. What am I missing? We're right
Dog
next
park?
door to the open spaces, which is, I don't know how many acres of wooded lots right next door. We got the dog park. What am I missing? The rec building, everybody's renting that. So even though we call it the Centennial Farm, it's actually a very big piece of property that's used by a lot of people. for a lot
Playscape
of
there,
things.
20-some group, over
Playscape.
20-some groups use the facility, maybe even more than that.
Oh,
The-
Boy Scouts, radio guys, you name it.
Yep, and you'll be getting your channels too.
So it's a
when-
lot, yeah, and it's
it'll-
all, so really, it's not like one venue that's doing one thing that's just a farm, and it will be in channels, and I don't think there's just way too much going on there.
It really is, I
And the
mean,
big festival at the end of the year.
yeah,
Yeah, the
Water's
harvest.
Edge and Farmers really are
Well, the herb-
multi-use, aren't they?
Herb
Yeah.
Society, they have the Herb Garden, the Herb Fest will
Right.
be May 17th, and that's always packed.
Yes.
Yep.
There's a lot going on there, so it's not just the farm.
And many events happen there too,
lot,
with your Halloween, you
You should
know.
see the calendar for June and July, there's not a
Yeah,
weekend.
Yeah,
All right.
Sue came in today with this calendar. She goes, "Did you see these June and July?" And I said, "Yeah, I saw them."
For graduation parties?
Everything, yes.
yeah. That's the place to do it.
Any questions of Helena? All right, airport recreation, excused. Senior citizens, Miss Ethel Yops. Anything to tell us about?
I just have a last call for 2 events that are coming up in May, in case people haven't heard about them, and that's the May 7th Recreation Department Cinco de Mayo Party for seniors at 12:30 at Centennial Farm. That's $10. Advance reservation 675-2364. And then May 13th, the Elder Law and Advisory Center is coming. This is very important for senior citizens who need help with law and different advice from someone if they don't have a lawyer. People are invited 60 and over, and if you're a caregiver, you're also invited to come. It's being sponsored by the Grosse Ile Senior Citizens Club, and we'll have coffee and dessert beginning at 11:15, and the program is at 12 noon. And then this Henry Ford Wyandotte nurses come on the second Tuesday of every month from 10:45 to 12 noon with their free blood pressure check, and they wonder why more people don't come and take advantage of this service. Then beginning with the senior club meetings in June, several programs will be on Grosse Ile history in preparation for the island's 100th anniversary celebration on October the 11th, 2014. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I just thought of something, Ethel. Like your events that you do this, how long have you been doing the second Tuesday every month for blood pressure? I mean, it seems like it's been going on for a while, right?
Oh, yes, for several years.
Is that in channels?
Yeah, that was what I was wondering.
I think, is it?
It hasn't been recently, no.
So
It
that'll
should
be
be
in
in there.
there.
Well,
Revision there.
yeah, we're gonna have to make sure we kind of add that back in there. And when it comes to stuff like, do you have an annual time that you always do, like the advisory, the elder law stuff? Or is that something that happens
It's
yearly?
about every 2 years.
Every 2 years? Okay. Like, what kind of advance notice do you get on this kind of stuff?
Let's see, I've had this one for 3 months for the advisory. And I did ask Ted to put it on the
On the TV?
cable channel.
Okay.
'Cause it's open to, like I say, to anyone that's interested in that type thing. You can come even if you're not a senior, if you have someone that you're taking care of, or you need some advice. They have lots of things, and it's all free.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's something, if we got something regular, I think we got to get that in channels
Yeah.
and
Okay.
stuff. The elder law thing, maybe, I mean, with this kind of advance that she did get, that's something we could add in there too. But we gotta start maybe everyone's area thinking if we got something coming up before channels to give you a note, then, I know you can't think of everything, Tim. That's what we got to hear to support you.
Yep. No, I-
So, but if, like, when's the next channel coming out for fall, right? When do you start preparing for fall channels?
We're always working on it, but it'll around second week of August or something like that, we'll be
Okay.
trying to finish it up.
So
it
in the
gets
back
out.
of your minds, fellow commissioners, if you think of something, you got an event coming up during the fall, let's give Tim a note or something if we know about some dates and stuff, so that, he's got a lot to remember and stuff, so we can just remind him about our specific areas. Any other questions from Ethel? All right, thank you, Ethel. Schools and Senior Olympics. John, you got anything to add for us today?
Yes, sir. Also, before that happens, I'd like us to keep Ted Aller in our prayers. He had surgery to relieve some brain swelling yesterday, and he's come through it. I haven't heard anything updated recently, but he's in Henry Ford Hospital
Reverend Aller?
in Detroit. Reverend Eller. Yep. And also the family, the Strong family, lost their mom, Denise. She passed away, and her wake was today. And they've lost both their parents in the space of about a year. So please keep those folks in our prayers. As far as the Island Fest goes, we will be doing the Knights of Columbus. We'll be cooking steaks again, and we will have more steaks. We won't run out of steaks this year. This weekend is the Hebda Cup for the rowing outfits. Hebda Cup this weekend and Y-High the following weekend. Everybody come out and support the rowers. And then we have an event. Our ping pong group has a eat and play event Sunday from 3 to 7. Pizza and ping pong. 3 to 7, and it should be a good time for all, no charge. Just come and have a good time. Come and join us, please.
All right, great. Any questions of John?
Pong Mania.
I like that. I really like that ping pong thing going. That's great. All right, thanks, John.
Yep.
Playscape and whatever we want to name that park. I really gotta, and we gotta do something about the name here.
Okay, let's see, today was a gorgeous day. So I stopped at the Playscape just to kind of look around and see. There was no vandalism. It looked like 2 new boards had been installed on that bouncy bridge.
Yeah.
Those look relatively new. The chips that were laid back in the fall, everything's looking great. There wasn't trash laying around. It was nice and clean. There weren't any kids there, but it was looking really good. So,
Yeah, we'll be sealing that too.
and that was the Playscape. Then I stopped at the East River Road End Park, and that was interesting to see. There's a telescope down there on the beach.
Yeah,
A telescope, or what do you?
I didn't know they installed that yet.
Yeah, it's installed. And it's free. It's free, and you can look around and see. So all the way over to.
That was donated from the Conservancy, right?
Right, and then their recent newsletter that came out, we get a copy at the rec department. They detailed what they've been doing over the last 2 years and a number of volunteers, Pete and Doug Thiel.
Right.
Peter Cantz and Doug Thiel, and then they listed the volunteers, but they've done the plantings and everything. They've taken, charge of that.
Was the road ending park open, Ann? I mean,
It is, well, you know what? The gate was down a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we took it down.
So it's been open. The plantings that were done last spring are actually starting to come. You can start to see some of the little plants are starting to come back. There's, I think, some dogwood that's towards the top of the hill. Those are starting to bud. I mean, not bud, but start to, kind of come back. So everything was looking good, and so you can go and see the new telescope that's down there on the beach, and the beach was looking great. So, come down to the East River Road End Park.
all right, thank you. Any questions of Ann? All right, thanks, Ann. All right, extended public comment, once, twice, thank you. Individual commissioner comments. John, anything you'd like to add?
No, thanks.
Helena?
No, thank you.
Leah? Ann?
I'm good.
Ethel?
Yes, please. Tomorrow evening, which is Friday, the 25th, from 7 to 9 p.m. at Centennial Farm, the Grosse Ile Creative Writing Club, sponsored by the Art Alliance, will present a program of original writings and poetry. The group has published their first booklet, Island Voices, Diverse Thoughts from a Creative Writing Club, in 2011, and we are in the process of our second book. Everyone is invited, and punch and cookies will be served.
Okay, thank you. Tom, anything you'd like to add?
Just a couple things. John, I was just thinking, if you added pickleball to that, you could be like proper prior planning promotes pizza, pickleball, and ping pong.
Sounds good. All right,
That's a good one.
Something like that, just joking around.
let's print out that logo. Yeah.
Two things. I'd like the support of the commission here to, I've been talking with Tim, a little bit with Wally. I'd like to investigate putting another pier down by Water's Edge, by the marina. It would run somewhere between $60,000 and $70,000 to run 150 feet of new pier. My thought was in the wide area that it's presently not occupied. Part of my thought was going more to the smaller boats, so the piers, so that the fingers would not have to be quite as long and there wouldn't be quite as much interference in maneuvering boats in and out. The fact that we average over 90% utilization, probably more like over 95% utilization of all the wells, and there's actually people waiting this year. Is that correct, Tim?
There was, but now we've had some recent updates.
Yeah.
There's a few,
So-
not many. They'll go fast.
Yeah, it would. It would be a project that would pay for itself, based on summer well rates. So I'd just like to know that have the approval of the commission to go continue forward with that. And then the other thing was, I've been talking with Wally Posiak. Wally's with the bike path liaison with the bike path people, and possibly towards the end of the summer putting on an event just people walking up and down the bike paths, perhaps have hot dogs at the, at Macomb under the pavilion there. And just encouraging people to get out and walk the path with their kids on little bikes and the strollers and the dogs on leashes, and just make an island event out of it. Not a fundraiser for anything, just an event. And I'd just like the commission's support on that as well. If there's any opposition, please let me know. Otherwise, I'd like to move forward with both of those.
So TBD, and we'll keep you informed when that's getting nearer. Any questions of Tom? All right, thanks. Tim, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, when I was bringing up the staff, I wanted to let everybody know Mike Violatel is back, our golf pro. He'll be his third year, and so there's youth golf lessons right on up.
All right, great. Any questions about that? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
John, second.
I second.
Helena, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Please volunteer in your community and make a difference. Thank you.